Uncharted Drake's Fortune is a 2007 action-adventure game developed by Naughty Dog and published by Sony Computer Entertainment. It is the first game in the Uncharted series and was released in November of 2007 for PlayStation 3. The game follows Nathan Drake, a supposed descendant of the explorer Sir Francis Drake, as he searches for the lost treasure of Dorado with journalist Elena Fisher and mentor Victor Sullivan. The development of Uncharted Drake's Fortune began in 2005 and saw Naughty Dog altering their approach to the development as they sought to create a humanized video game that was distinct from their other entries, settling on an action-adventure game with platforming elements and third-person perspective. The game was delayed numerous times through its development as the team regularly updated or wholly changed various aspects related to the story, coding, and the game's design. Uncharted Drake's Fortune is notable for being one of the first video games to feature the force feedback vibration, and the development team found influence for many of the game's aesthetic elements from the film, pulp magazines, and movie serials. Extensively marketed as a PlayStation exclusive, Uncharted Drake's Fortune received generally favorable reviews, with praise for its technical achievements, cast, characters, story, music, and production values, drawing similarities to blockbuster films. It faced some criticism for its graphical issues, short length, vehicle sections, and marked difficulty. Uncharted Drake's Fortune sold 1 million copies after 10 weeks of release, helping elevate Naughty Dog's reputation as a game developer. It was followed by the sequel Uncharted 2 Amongst Thieves in 2009 and was re-released on PlayStation 4 as part of the Uncharted The Nathan Drake Collection in 2015. Now initially I was skeptical to play this game, as I absolutely adored Uncharted 4, but I've always loved good graphics and I felt this game would be dated and past its best, if you will. But I'm happy to say that I was completely wrong, and this remastered version is excellent and wonderful to see the start of Nathan Drake's story and how he meets Elena, for example, and how the relationship with Sully is still developing. Of course the graphics aren't like today's high standard, but trust me, they are more than good enough. And with what the game lacks in good graphics, it more than makes up for in a fantastic story. Albeit a bit rushed, and say that the game is an establishing game to set up what will conclude with the masterpiece that is Uncharted 4. This game lays the groundwork for this incredible series. Albeit that the antagonists are not completely fleshed out compared to the later baddies in this series, they still add an extra element to this fantastic game. I particularly enjoyed Eddie Raja. I found him to be quite a unique baddie, if you will. I would like to have seen a bit more about Gabriel Roman and Antic Navarra, as I found their twists and turns quite interesting to see play out, but you never really get to understand who they are and why they are pursuing El Dorado. What really makes this game, though, is the unique sexual tension that is being built here between Nate and Elena. I love their chemistry, and it's wonderful to see them getting to know each other through these most adventurous situations. The game just holds back and leaves you wanting more, just to see what's going to happen next between these two. I also particularly love the interplay between Sully and Nate. It's always been one of the funnest parts of the games, and it's nice to see them establishing their rapport early on. The voice actors are absolutely superb in this series, as they've always been, and it's wonderful to hear Nolan North adapting his version of Nate Drake. I have always loved how Uncharted ties real history into the fantasy of adventure, and this story which plays into the whole Francis Drake exploration and pursuit of El Dorado. Just in case you don't know what El Dorado is, in the 16th and 17th centuries, Europeans believed that somewhere in the New World there was a place of immense wealth known as El Dorado. Their searches for this treasure wasted countless lives and drove at least one man to suicide and put other men under the executioner's axe. The backdrops are great, particularly for a 2007 game, and the story is excellent, as I said. The gameplay can be repetitive at times, but it is intense and it never dulls. You could see they were still finding their feet and where the story would go. I found this use of having their so-called mutants, though, the former Spanish sailors who turned by the curse of a statue, interesting, as Uncharted 4 got rid of the whole fantastical side, which seems to appear in all the other games. I won't lie, I found being in a Nazi bunker, fighting off mutants, rather terrifying, and I could see this as a sort of precursor to Naughty Dog's other famous series, The Last of Us. Overall, this game is great, and I was suitably impressed. I loved going back in time to see where it all started. For me, this is definitely a precursor to what was to come, and the game where you could see the developers were honing their skills to perfect the perfect game. Uncharted Drake's Fortune gets an 8.5 out of 10.